Hello again. In my ceaseless attempts to avoid inferior sound reproduction on this channel, I have now acquired a new microphone. Another new microphone. We'll have to see if it works. It looks like something from a BBC studio from the 1930s, but I expect to hear some feedback from people as to whether or not the sound quality is up to or indeed better than usual here. Because I am of such an advanced age as I started school in the 1950s, I'm still able to remember the grand promises being made at one time about nuclear energy. In 1954, for instance, the then chair of the United States Atomic Energy Commission, Louis Strauss, famously claimed that it is not too much to expect that our children will enjoy in their homes electrical energy too cheap to meter. Of course, nuclear power stations failed to bring this about, which was the type of power generation about which Strauss was talking. Now, this phrase too cheap to meter is reappearing, only this time it's being used in connection with so called clean energy. That is to say, electricity generated by means of windmills and water wheels. Some of those involved in that industry are talking enthusiastically about the wonders of environmentally friendly electricity and its limitless potential. On the face of it, and to the gullible, this all sounds pretty plausible. After all, sunshine and wind are free, aren't they? And there's plenty of both of them going to waste at the moment. If we harness them, then there will be what one company in the field called recently a superabundance of energy. So much that we won't know what to do with it all. It may indeed turn out to be too cheap to meter. This is the gamble upon which, among other things, Keir Starmer is staking his premiership. For before the general election last year, he swore that bringing down energy bills was a major part of what he was promising for those who voted for him. Indeed, he even came up with a figure that our bills would be reduced by £300 a year. Surely I'm not the only one who remembers this. My own experience may, of course, not be typical of everybody in the kingdom, but I cannot help but observe that since the election, far from dropping by £300, my bills, both electricity and gas, have actually risen. And this is most perplexing. Either I am a special case and other people's energy bills have indeed fallen by £300, or Keir Starmer is a damned liar. The truth is that far from becoming too cheap to meter, electricity produced by windmills and solar panels which cover arable farmland will actually be far more expensive than that produced by the use of fossil fuels or nuclear power. There is not the slightest doubt about this, and there never was. And the only question we must ask is whether or not the Prime Minister knew this before he made that outrageous promise before the election. He is either a fool or a rogue, although, of course, these two possibilities are not mutually exclusive. An increasing number of people in this country are beginning to suspect that they voted a foolish rogue into number 10 Downing Street.